everyone. Happy Monday. I know like this thing is weird. Again, it's my ring light. It's done for. So, I have to get a new one. I did put a ring light in my Amazon wish list if you guys want to feel called to help me out. If not, it's cool. It still works. It still holds up my phone. So, I'm grateful for that. At least it's still working and I still have a setup here. I think I still have at least 2 more weeks full of messages, I want to say, to do. And then I want to do some more spiritual stuff. Like I'm going to do like stages of spiritual awakening, twin flame, spiritual awakening journey, stuff like that. I'm going to do more spiritual stuff. I think that's going to be a little change of pace, right? So today we are actually going to do a video on wealth and mental health. So everybody dreams of wealth, right? Money. Oh, we see people with lots of money. Oh, must be nice. Their life must be so easy. The dreams of wealth, to me, it's a difference between wealth and being rich because they're different. When we say, oh, I want to be wealthy, we're mistaking wealth for riches, for being rich. Okay? Rich is materialism. It's the house, the cars, the money, the stuff. However, wealth is in here. It's joy, it's fulfillment, it's gratitude. All right? It's kind of like the difference between love and being in love. Love is, truly caring for someone and understanding them and liking to be around them and them adding something to your life, right? Family, friends, whoever. And it includes like romantic partners, right? They add value to our life. And so what the value they add to us, we offer love in return versus being in love. This is the passion. This is, the puppy love. This is the, and that's the difference between wealth and rich. So rich would be like being in love. It's the infatuation. It's the passion. But wealth is the true love, compassion, caring, all of that stuff. So people say, oh, money, oh, it's the easy life. When you have money, you don't have anything to worry about. Well, why do we think that way? Sorry, my mouth is dry. Yeah, I'm still drinking my collagen. I love it. I don't start my day with coffee anymore. I start it with that. I mean, yeah, no, that's my first thing. I get up in the morning, I get ice water and put my collagen in, and I have that. That's my coffee. And I kind of realize that when I'm drinking this, I don't need coffee. I do have coffee, like if I have like a pastry or something for breakfast, but no, otherwise I drink that. Anyway, off topic. Money's the easy life. Why? Oh, when you have money, you don't have to worry about bills and debt, and you don't ever have to worry about not having a home or having a car, which is all well and good. It's important, especially nowadays, right? But what about joy? What about fulfillment? What about gratitude? People don't think about that when they think about getting rich. Because those three things come from within here. It's not anything out here. It's within here, right? But money, it'll buy you happiness. They say, oh, money can't buy happiness. It can buy you happiness. It just can't buy you joy. There's a difference between joy and happiness. Again, it's that love versus in love, rich versus wealthy, joy versus happiness. Happiness is fleeting. People are like, oh, happiness is fleeting. Yes, it is fleeting. If you don't have joy within your heart, happiness is fleeting, right? So You say to yourself, oh, I want to win the lottery, the Powerball, whatever it happens to be. And you do. And you go out and you buy the mansion and you buy the cars and you buy this and you buy that. And after a while, what happens? Right? Oh my gosh. I still have my tank top on. When I changed, sorry, let me just take this off. This is my daily tank top and I had it around my waist because that's how I take it off. It's weird. Anyway, what happens when the buying wears off? Okay, and you're just like, oh, I could go shopping, but it becomes unfulfilling, right? You're not fulfilled anymore. You're not happy anymore. You're just kind of like, you go into this depression. I was in one of my previous videos, I was talking about the billionaire Yarek Tala, I think his name was. And he was saying he's a billionaire, but he suffered with depression. He suffered with suicide because he didn't have the joy and fulfillment within him. He had the money on the outside, but he was empty inside, right? Being wealthy does not equal being rich. I was talking about, I talked about it one time when I went to go visit Nicaragua, and we were driving around, and there was a fence, like a chain link fence, for anyone who hasn't heard the story, a chain link fence. And on the other side of the fence, there was like a bunch of shacks and shanties and lean-tos and stuff, and people are milling around. I'm like, what's going on over there? My mom says, well, that's government land, and it's free land owned by the government. And you can, and so people take whatever materials they can find and they build, their little shacks and shanties. They're homeless, they have nowhere else to go. And I'm watching them, and the women are out there with their little brooms, and they're sweeping and they're wiping down like the outside. It's built of like corrugated aluminum and wood and stuff. They're wiping the windows, and the men are out there like fixing the roofs and hammering, and everybody's just talking and smiling and laughing. These are a group of people. They don't have smartphones. They don't have electricity. They don't have Wi-Fi. They don't have cars, but they are so full of joy. Countries like India, there are generations of homeless people, and they're not out there. I'm not going to say all of them, because there are a lot of them out there who are looking to scam you, but the majority of them, they're happy and smiling, and it's something my favorite comedian Russell Peters called a beautiful poverty. They're like, well, this is this part of the sidewalk that's where my son and my daughter sleep, and this is where my wife and I sleep, and this is where my brother sleeps, and they're fine, right? That's the kind of wealth I'm talking about. The joy, the fulfillment, the gratitude. He told this story which kind of sums it up. He said that he was in India and he came across this little kid sitting on the sidewalk with no shoes. He's like, hey, you don't have any shoes. The little kid's like, that's okay. The guy next to me doesn't have any feet. And he goes to the next guy and he's like, hey man, you don't have any feet. The guy said, that's okay. The guy next to me doesn't have any legs. And he's like, so he goes to the guy and he goes down the line until he says, I come to a man who's just a torso with a head. And the guy says, well, I guess this is it. This is all that's left. But at least I have my health. That kind of sums it up, the wealth. I have my health. I'm alive. I may not have everything I need and want, but I'm still alive and I'm healthy. That sums up wealth. Just being, you know what? I am grateful that I have a roof over my head. I am grateful that I'm able to eat every day. I am grateful that I have a car. You know, we just got a used car. It's a 2005 Honda Accord. Is it the best car? Does it look great? No. But you know what? It gets us around from point A to point B. We went for 8 months without a car, and we finally got a car, and we were so grateful. And we're taking, my daughter's dad is taking beautiful care of this car. It's old. And by the way, if you need a used car, Honda Accord between 2003 and 2007 is the best, most reliable used car you can get. And this is from a mechanic, which it is. The car runs great. It runs great. It has its problems. It's a 2005. It's 20 years old, but it runs like a dream, and it's easy to fix. So anyway, that's what I mean, right? Having gratitude. Do I have everything I want right now? No. You know, I'm not living where I want to live. I don't have the wealth that I want. I don't have a car. I don't have this. I don't have that. My ring light is falling apart, but I'm grateful that I have it. I'm grateful that I still have a way to get my messages out. I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head. I'm grateful I have a bed to sleep in. I'm grateful that I have electricity. I'm grateful.
Hey, also I swear today feels way colder.
So, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? I did my video on contentment, right? There's nothing wrong with saying, I'm so grateful for everything that I have. I'm content. I'm happy. There's nothing wrong with saying that. It's not going to stop your manifestations. It's not going to stop better things from coming to you. Better things come to you when you're grateful, when you're content, when you're like, you know what? I'm good. I'm grateful for everything I have. Everything's good. Well, the universe wants to bring you more things that you're grateful for and that make you feel good. Okay? So let's talk about mental health. So there's unhappy equals, oh my God, unhappy equals poor. Why can't I say that? And happy equals rich, right? Oh, people who are poor are unhappy, and people who are rich are happy. Well, not necessarily. There are people out there who are millionaires and billionaires, and they're miserable people. I mean, look at our current president. I don't know what his financial status is right now. It's probably not good. But being a millionaire, he's just a miserable person. So yeah, unhappy. People who are poor are unhappy. People who are rich are happy. Not necessarily. How many billionaires and millionaires out there are not happy people? They're like miserable, mean people. Look at Ebenezer Scrooge. Mean. Right? So money doesn't make you happy. Money doesn't bring joy. That's because there's a lack of joy and fulfillment. Money doesn't bring joy or fulfillment. Okay, like I was talking about with Yarick Tala. He's a billionaire, and he's like, I was still not happy. So you know, we look at people. We have people who clamor for money. They'll do anything to get rich, to get money. Look at all these influencers. Look at all these scams. And then they get rich, and they're like, it's more trouble than it's worth, right? Because you get rich, and then you have people wanting to scam you, wanting you to invest in this, invest in that. They have their hands out. If there are people around you who feel entitled to your money, it's not a good time, right? You know, there was a time when I did have a lot of money. My dad passed away 2004. He left me about $260,000. And you know, it lasted 8 months. Yeah, I had $250,000. It disappeared in 8 months. Well, I had a boyfriend at the time. It was my my son's dad. And of course, he helped me through it. We gambled most of it away. Instead of paying for a car outright, I decided to make payments to build my credit. Well, it eventually went into repo because the money was gone. Now, during that time, was I happy? Did I have joy in my life? Was I fulfilled and grateful? No. And the money just was gone, and I was back at the bottom. Right? We have a tendency to think that money is the ultimate problem solver. Oh, if I was a millionaire, all of my problems would be solved. Would they though? Would they? Do you really think that money will solve all your problems? Because it won't. Because it's kind of like, it reminds me of the movie Mrs. Doubtfire. In the beginning, when the son's mom came home from work with a cake, and she told her son, you can't have a party because of your grades. And the dad and Robin Williams gave, Miranda, her name was Miranda, and I forgot what Robin Williams' character name was. I forget, but Miranda comes home from work with a cake, and her little boy's having a party because Robin Williams' character, it was like, oh, she's not gonna, we'll have the party and get it cleaned up before she gets home. Well, they got carried away, and she came home to just chaos, right? And after a while, she just like, it's over, I want a divorce. And he was like, well, he was like, why don't we, before that, he's like, well, why don't we move, and, hope our problems don't follow us. And a lot of people do that, right? They're like, you know what, let's move, or let's go on vacation, or let's go do this, and let's get rid of our problems. And it's like, but your problems will be there when you get back, because the problems are within here. They're not without, they're within. Money's not going to solve it, your problems. Okay? Have you ever been in a position where you did come into some money and you're like, oh, but after a while, it's kind of like you realize that having money is work, right? Having money is work. And it's like, at first it's great. And then you're like, you're unfulfilled. Whether it's a small influx of money or, whatever it is. Have you ever been in a position where, even in a position where you were like, yeah, if I had money, all of my problems will be solved. But the realization is that money doesn't solve our problems, right? Money is a tool. It's just another tool. So when you talk about wealth, right? I want to be rich. Who doesn't want to be rich? But it's you can't go around thinking that millionaires and billionaires and all of these influencers, most of these influencers are fake. They're as broke as I am, okay? They're fake. But when you look at these millionaires and billionaires and people that like have all this money, you can't automatically think, oh, well, they have life figured out. They're happy. They don't have to worry about anything. Yes, they do. I think that when you're wealthy, it's even, your mental health is even more important, right? Because you have access to everything. People who don't have a strong sense of self, let the money guide them. Okay? They become addicted, whether it's addicted to shopping, addicted to substances, addicted to alcohol, whatever it is. Because they have the money, they can buy it. And what happens? They go downhill. That happens a lot, right? Got a lot of celebrities. So it's really important to look at it from a different point of view. That, wow, they have a lot of money. They're a millionaire. You know, they must be happy. They must have their life figured out. Instead of thinking that and saying, oh, I want to be a millionaire because it'll fix all my problems. No, it won't. You need to fix your problems first. Okay? I'm unhappy. Why? I don't have money. Okay. So, let's say someone gave you $100,000. What are you going to do with it? Think about that. If someone gave you $100,000, you're like, I'm going to go out and buy a Lamborghini, or I'm going to go out and go on a cruise. That's what you're going to do with your money? You know, I was watching this video, and it was Mr. Beast Wars, and it was a YouTuber doing a recap type of thing on Mr. Beast Wars. It's similar to Squid Game, and there was like a prize of like $5 million, and everybody, all the contestants were like, yeah, you know, I'm going to give back to my mom because, you know, she was a single mom raising me, or this person I'm going to give to the Cancer Foundation because my brother died from cancer. And there's all of these wonderful things, and this guy's like, all of these guys who are, all these other contestants that are doing all of these, oh, these lovely little things with the money. No, I'm going to buy mansions and Lamborghinis. And I'm like, what a tool. That's what you're going to do with your money? And a lot of people, if someone gave them $100,000, they're like, oh man, I'm going to go and buy a Lamborghini, and I'm going to go on a cruise, and I'm going to buy chains, and I'm going to buy jewelry. Why are you going to do that? What about, I'm going to take this money, I'm going to go to the bank, I'm going to get a financial advisor, I'm going to do some investments. I'm going to put aside some money for my children. I'm going to make sure I get maybe, if you're in a crappy apartment, maybe I'll go buy like a small, you can't even buy a house with $100,000, but I'm gonna upgrade my apartment or the house I'm currently in. If you own a house, maybe get the windows sealed, or maybe fix that leak, and the rest is gonna go in the bank, and I'm gonna invest it, and I'm gonna live off the interest. That shows joy, fulfillment, gratitude, appreciation. This money that's coming in, I'm going to treat it with the love and respect that it deserves. That's how you know you're in a place where money isn't going to cause you problems, right? Like I said with Yarek, he was in a horrible mental space. And a lot of times, look at a lot of these winners, right, of lotteries and whatever. The money lasts, 3 to 5 years, and they're broke. They're back broke again. Sometimes they're addicted to substances because they had the money. So they're like, might as well buy it because I have the money. Money doesn't buy joy. Okay, it might buy happiness for a little bit, right? But it doesn't buy joy. Joy is the everlasting happiness that you want. Not just happiness, it's joy, right? Joy is what you have whether you have money or not. Fulfillment is what you live in whether you have money or not. Gratitude is what you live in whether you have money or not. For me, I know that when my money comes, I already have 15 steps that I have written down of what I'm going to do in order to make sure my money lasts, that I have money for my kids. I'm going to invest it so that I can live off the interest. My goal is to give the money I do receive enough love and respect and appreciation that now I have money working for me instead of me working for my money. Right? That's what wealthy people do. People who keep their wealth and stay out of trouble. They know this. In fact, I'm going to be taking a bunch of courses in finance so that I understand what is going on with something that's important to me, right? So that was my video on wealth and mental health. I hope you guys enjoyed it. All of my information is down below. Again, if you would like to donate to my channel, that's down below. If you'd like to follow my weight loss, if you'd like to follow my weight loss journey, it's on my Instagram, that's down below. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to have a beautiful day, week, weekend, month of your life. Remember to live in and spread love, joy, compassion, gratitude, kindness, peace, and enlightenment. And I will see you next time.